I don't know why I keep doing that. I apologize again. The sound was a bit off, and that was my fault. So, once again, I actually said, welcome back again. If you have been part of the Sunday sermon this afternoon, or if this is your first time of joining us today, then good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us this moment. It is Mayegun Live. Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast, the video. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Everywhere you know them, tag them. Drug is they said the human traffickers, they are worse than drug barons. Abiku Dagboru, Tifnumbu's appointee, the same lady that served the Bokuwari, he is serving Tifnumbu now. And indeed, he just compared human traffickers and drug baron. So the drug baron is better. So good morning once again, good afternoon, and good evening to you as well as you are tuning in into this session tonight. So thank you, and you welcome back again. If you were part of the Sunday sermon earlier, consider this the continuation, but with so many other extras. So thank you. So the writer for this chart tonight is the statement credited to Abike Dagboru. She is the supposed chairman, is it chairman or chairperson of NIDCOM? Now, NIDCOM is a group that was created by Abike herself. And it was due to Oyetiton, Nigeria Limited. It was like Oyetiton is also Oye. At the time, Abike Dagboru was like the MC during the APC, Egbe's presidential campaigns for Bokuwari. But there was no position for her. So when time was running out, Abike Dagboru decided to create an office for herself, and it's called the NIDCOM, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. So she decided to volunteer herself by being the liaison officer between the Nigerians in the diaspora and the government in Nigeria. Initially, the position didn't make any sense. The only liaison contacts between Nigerians outside Nigeria and Nigeria back home is the Nigeria mission abroad. Their job is to help us be safe abroad. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So to fill in the gap, that was why Abiku decided to make herself useful, but she wasn't recognized. She was treated with so much disdain, disrespect, for those who know her story very well, okay? However, he managed to revive that a little bit. And the moment Tifnumbu came in, there was no position for her too. But it was pretty much okay to say, continue in the shop you opened. I'm talking about Abike, who was supposed to be working for government. He is not different from Oslas that will say, I will go and talk to, let's see if we can talk to this minister or that one. Or maybe if I can talk to this person or that person to assure us something, to give us some money for what we are doing. That's how she's running or operating. But she is one of the most diabolical bigots, a letdown, one of those that some of us who now grew up to look at her today kind of feel like we are seeing a different Abike. I'm talking about the Abike NTA at that time. No, nothing spectacular until she unraveled and became what she is today. A propagandist, a liar, a blackmailer, and a criminal. Enabling criminalities makes you a criminal too, right? And well, she dabbled into the story of those trafficked teenagers to Ghana. Yeah, the story we shared yesterday. So the rescued girls from Nigeria, the teenagers. So the story got to Abiku, and her first reaction was to say, thank God they are safe. And she went on. She wasn't misquoted. She said, honestly, the traffickers needs to be named and shamed. They are worse than drug barons. Now, because she said drug barons, Nigerians then picked on that and said, ha, 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 drug barons, drug dealers. Nigeria is currently facing the pandemic of drug abuse as we speak. As we are all talking about the insecurity in Nigeria, the poverty in Nigeria, which has aided the recruitment of people into terrorism and other acts of criminality. Here you get now. So the likes of Abiku may want you to probably think that's all the problems about people, young people. They are battling with drug abuse pandemic in Nigeria. I'm talking about things have gotten to a stage whereby Nigeria has been like flooded with all kinds of drugs, narcotics, to the point that these have found their way into the hands of the confused, impoverished young population of Nigeria. This is real. To Abiku, human traffickers are worse. No, they're not. They are the same. So, talking about the naming and shaming, those who are responsible for human trafficking from Nigeria, I support that. Indeed, just the same way I 100% support the busting, exposure of the drug barons. Tifnumbu is one of them. The other day I was watching a video. Somebody sent me a video, and it was the video of Adeyinka Grandiot. You know, he's currently out of prison, right? Then in that video, he said some people were reporting him that he is back on social media inciting the people. Then he told his stories, which is all lies, okay? But that's that's not the only thing. Then he now said something about what you can call he said there is an orchestrated plan against Tifnumbu. And that plan, according to him, he said the MI5, I've been at MI6. He said they were coming to put tag on his ankle so that they will be monitoring him and all that. So he was now begging Tifnumbu that Tifnumbu should save his life. Okay? That the Igbos and the Fulanis in Nigeria, they are working for the British, the MI5. But he said he wants to return to Nigeria. But the MI5 said he must not near anywhere. He must not near airports, seaports, or he must not shall leave. He shall kind of cook all of that, calling on Tifnumbu to come and possibly rescue him and return him back into that contraption. Then he went on to say they accused him of inciting the people against the Igbos and the Fulanis, that he is calling people to kill the Fulanis and kill the Igbos. That is not true. It's not true, because Nnamdi Kanu is working for MI5. I think the Igbos, they are working for MI5. The Fulanis, they are working for MI5. Imagine, they said he was calling on people to kill the Igbos. I mean, can you know people not see how the Igbos are calling Tifnumbu drug dealer, drug baron? That's his own argument. He said the Igbos are calling, the typical bigots, okay? I am not Igbo, and I call Tifnumbu drug baron. He is a drug dealer, all right? There is a court evidence of that. I am not saying that because I won't call anybody drug dealer because I don't like you. You have to be a drug dealer, okay? And if by any chance there is a court document that prove that you are a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, you and your wife, Remi Tifnumbu, I'm not Igbo. And there are millions like myself who knows that Tifnumbu is a drug dealer. It's not because they wanted to call him drug dealer. Initially, there are many Yorubas who believe that Tifnumbu is a drug abuser. For those who know Tifnumbu 20 years back, 22 years back, many people believed, convinced that he is a drug abuser. Okay? Some of them also knew at the time that he is a drug dealer, but the evidence is more open. So Grandiot was telling his fellow bigots that the reason why he is calling for the Igbos to be killed in Yoruba land was because they were calling Tifnumbu a drug dealer. But yet, the MI6 and MI5, they are not going after the people calling Tifnumbu. Is that not? How could they be calling the president of Nigeria drug dealer? They are calling him drug dealer. How is that acceptable? And when I now said that they should kill the Igbos, they now said, I am the one inciting them. That's what he's kind of trying to say. But Tifnumbu is a drug dealer, and this was not exposed by the Igbos. This was on record, though. The first person to tell us that Tifnumbu was a drug dealer was Odumaki. You remember Odumaki, late Odumaki Yinka? He was the first person. This guy was the secretary of Nadeco. He was one of those who were collecting money from Tifnumbu when they were fighting Abacha. So at a point, he came out and he told everyone, listen, this guy, even within our circle, we know what he was. We knew who he was. But it was just like during the struggle, nobody really wanted to really keen on that since they were all fighting Abacha. It was Yinka Odumaki. It was Yinka Odumaki that told us about Iragbiji, about Tifnumbu's mother in Iragbiji, that Tifnumbu denied, even in death. It was Yinka Odumaki, the next person to expose Tifnumbu as a drug dealer, drug baron. That is on record too, was Omoyele Sowore and his Sahara reporters. This was like 22 years ago. That he was a drug dealer, heroin trafficker in Chicago. And the most recent of this expose, the one that is more detailed, that gave us all of the intels and everything, David Undeyin, all of these people that are on record exposed Tifnumbu's drug dealing. They were all Yorubas. But you see the likes of all these Omo Aligati of Yoruba land, like Tifnumbu himself. They will want the gullible, the morons that are kind of they are ass lickers that are so comfortable with that hatred, their bias. It appeals to them. They know. So it's better to just say the Igbos are the ones calling Tinubu drug dealer. No, it's not the Igbos. The entire Nigeria and Africa, even the world, knows Tinubu as a drug dealer. So now you understand why the human traffickers are worse than drug barons. In the book of Abike or Abiku Dagburu, because this is our mentor, Tinubu. On the 10 trafficked girls, 10 trafficked teenagers, remember that the trafficker also, also trafficked his own sister. Yeah, he trafficked his own sister for prostitution in Ghana. He's been arrested, naming and shaming. Take a look at the young man.
So they pay you 200 cedis every day. Among the girls we just rescued, we have 3 of them that are the same mother, the same father, and they are with you, and you know they are the same mother, the same father.
Yes.
You know, and we have your sister, the same mother, the same father with you, that you also put her to be doing a prostitution. And you think what you are doing, what you have done is right?
No, it's not good.
It's not good. And then why did he engage into that? And these girls, some of them are 14 years, 15 years, 16 years. Is that correct?
No, they are the one that called me from Nigeria.
I said these girls, some of them are 14, 15, 16, 17 years.
No.
What's their age?
No. When I called them, they said that...
I said, what's their age?
They said that 20 years.
So that's a young man. So he trafficked these young teenagers from Nigeria to Ghana. And then they will go out there and be sexually abused, sexually assaulted, raped. Because that's exactly everyone that sleeps with all those girls. They did not sleep with any of them. They raped them. That's what happened. When you sleep with minors. Yeah, when you sleep with minors, that's a rape. Especially the one that is under the control of another person, the ones that are being sexually exploited. Every person that slept with them raped them. Where they were rescued and the guy got arrested. 200 CDs. I don't know what that is in Naira, but I think it's somewhere like somebody paying 200,000 Naira every day. That's practically what it feels like, because we know that the Ghanaian government, they indeed sort of removed some zeros, right? I don't know the language. I mean, I don't know the word for it. Is it recapitalization of their money, whatever? So it was like the 200 CDs is like a 200,000 Naira when you add the remaining 3 zeros. So what they did was that they cut off, I think, 2 or 3 zeros from their money. Imagine, luring young people, young girls out of Nigeria to another neighboring West African country for sexual exploitation. That, when you are caught, you deserve to be sentenced to have your own day on the electric chair. You know that? People who actually have the mind, okay, to sell human being for money. I don't think you probably deserve to have that life you have. You should be given a day on the electric chair. And same thing with the drug barons. Drug barons should also have their day on the electric chair for the lives of the young people that they have always been ruining. You don't give drug dealers political office. You don't make drug dealers or drug barons political godfathers, because whatever they are doing, what the politics or the political side of it is going to do for them is to legitimize that criminality. But for Abike, probably something different. So talking about the security and insecurity, here is the supposed spokesperson for the DSS talking about the hotspots, the insecurity in Nigeria, and it started from the eastern part of Nigeria. I would love you to listen. Is the guy, Ifunaya, is the guy that has been, that was used under Bukwari, well, partly, to help convince the rest of us or the rest of the world why it is justified to, number one, kidnap citizens and lock them up illegally. And even when the court says let them go, for the sake of national security, they can't let them go because the court, this is the guy that used to explain the impunity of Bukwari, is there to explain the impunity of Tifnumbu too. But please pay attention. It wasn't talking about the East alone. Listen.
In Abia State and asking us what we are doing and why did it happen. We're even in the military house. It is not about whether or not the military or DSS is doing anything or not doing anything. The loss of life of any Nigerian, whether military or DSS or any person for that matter, should be of concern to all of us. Even when we hear about death of any human being, it's a loss to humanity and it touches all of us. And so if any Nigerian is affected anywhere, we are as concerned as we are if a military officer is also affected. But like the president has said, no military or armed forces or security personnel should be attacked by the citizens they protect. The government has made very clear, forthright statements about the situation. The Abia State governor has also made very clear statements, and the military has also come out very forcefully to make its own statement. And as an agency of government that is interested in the protection of the state and the citizens, we will work with other agencies and in fact the military and security agencies to ensure the safety of our personnel and staff of our armed forces. And we call on Nigerians to please love, respect our armed forces and security agents. So we will do our work, and what we are doing in this regard, we may not say it. Thank you.
Okay, now
again, no, there are other two questions. Yes, please. Let me just, by the side, say something about the situation in the FCT and the need to strengthen what the first PRO has said. If they said a madman said he won't say anything until he looks for his head and he does not see it, we can't stay and wait until our heads are put over our necks. If there is any information that any person should give about security and those who are behind the obnoxious acts in our various communities and the hinterlands, please